Okay, folks, this will be an interesting one. This shows the spoiled attitude that a lot of children have when they get a really expensive or reasonably expensive Christmas gift, and the parents just spoil their children rotten, and their children don't do the right thing. They destroy their own toys. Fuck, I hate toy breakers. They're fucking annoying, you know, like they don't seem to realise some kids at Christmas time, and that's the thing I hate about Santa Claus, is that Santa Claus is biased towards the rich, you know, because how can a child believe in Santa Claus for very long when that child doesn't get a present that they want, that they don't know that their parents can't afford to buy the present, and the child has to learn the reality, and it's probably an advantage in some ways, but it must hurt the child to be lied about by Santa Claus and to have everyone talking about Santa Claus and how Santa Claus is going to buy their gifts and shit, especially when they're at school and their mates talk about Santa Claus and his kid's poor and barely can eat. Parents can't put enough food on the table. So, and this is really spoiled, but let's see what this is. Okay, folks, it's I'll just show it to you. It's judging by that thing there, that badge, it's a transformer. So this is a transformer. And basically, this child, this was in pieces. I found this near a chemist in Neutral Bay, in pieces, and the head's missing. I couldn't find the head, but this was all, most of these pieces were all separated, and I just looked for all the pieces and found most of them except for the fucking head. And it looks like the child got frustrated with the toy. He couldn't put it together. It's meant to be a tank, right? And he just couldn't. He obviously couldn't work out how to assemble it, how to fold it up as a transformer. Back into its form, and he just looked like he just took the toy apart and just threw a hissy fit and just broke the toy into pieces and smashed it on the ground because he was so pissed off. Obviously he couldn't solve it. And this toy, you know, some kid would absolutely love this toy, and yet this kid just disposed of it. And there was also some Pokemon cards nearby that looked like they were also disposed of all over the place. So there's a big pile of Pokemon cards nearby, the Syncodic Chemist in Neutral Bay, Sydney. So whoever recognises this toy, well, shame on you. Shame on you, stupid people, for buying that toy, and shame on the kid for being such a spoiled little brat for destroying it and just leaving it on the ground. What a waste. Stupid. So I've decided to repurpose this cast off, and you know, a kid would love it. So many kids would absolutely kill if they could have a transformer, you know, a fucking transformer, you know, they're fucking popular. What the fuck was this kid on? What was this kid doing, throwing his fucking toy away? And some kids can't even fucking have food on the table. What a load of shit. What a load of fucktardery. Shame on the parents and shame on the child. I hope they learn a fucking lesson, folks. Sorry about the language, but I just get so angry. Fuck me dead. And that's come up looking really quite nice, actually. This version looks better. But, you know, I just really don't understand why kids are so bratty like that, you know, why they just can't just play nicely with their toys, you know, why can't they just play nicely with their fucking toys? I'm just trying to work out how to make this enlarge, which way we're going to enlarge it, because it's a bit further away from the edge. I want to push it up against the edge. So, but basically it's just like totally spoiled. This was not on Christmas Day or Boxing Day. This was yesterday. I think it was yesterday when I went to the chemist to get something, and this fucking thing was found, and I found it in pieces and decided to try and find the pieces and reassemble it. So really, I'm so appalled, and I've lost my settings in this rage. But basically, yeah, I just don't have any respect for kids or parents who decide that they are pissed off with their fucking toy or whatever present they get. It really is spoiledness, waste of money, waste of resources, bad for the environment. Why throw it on the ground? You might as well just, whatever, folks, what fucking ever. What a fucking stupid little child that kid was. Probably was about 9 or 10 or 11 or 12. I don't know. I would never know. It's not my fucking child, but that was really appalling behaviour, destroying your fucking toy. I mean, not destroying it. It can be put back together, but that's still a destructive act. Like really, not just put the wrong size on the wrong. I'm just going to pull it up. Sorry. That was meant to be 200 on the horizontal. And the vertical is going to be 210. But yeah, what a waste of money the parents put into that. They I'm sick of this shit, I hate it when kids break their toys or destroy their toys just because they're pissed. Toys are something that not every child can have readily. I mean, I was never given toys except mostly around Christmas time and birthday. And I think I've got to enlarge this one bigger. I fucked up. I don't know what I did wrong there. It looks nice like that, and I think I got it in the right place. But yeah, I just really don't understand the logic behind all this stupidity that kids with their fucking riches and their parents being able to afford all this stuff that some kids can't have because they just not got parents that are rich enough or who can afford even to put food on the table or pay the bills. And Christmas becomes a stressful time indeed. So, yeah, I never had much money to spend when I was young. And basically, yeah, I appreciated Christmas. Even though my dad was an asshole and he didn't spend enough money on us as kids, basically at least he gave us good presents, and at least, well, I hope I was showing enough appreciation for getting the toys, getting some nice things to enjoy. Gotta make this maybe 260 on the vertical. But yeah, I just don't understand why, what's the point, what's the point in buying a toy if it ends up lost and dashed on the ground in pieces and left behind. So yeah, I just get so pissed off with these rich people and their shenanigans, and that's come up looking really quite interesting. I'm wondering where the centre of the job is going to be. But yeah, kids and their fucking destructive behaviour, really, I don't have any respect for that. So yeah, you just have to fucking, I don't know, I just get annoyed at the rich. I get annoyed at those people who are so well off financially and who just waste things. And kids that don't have anything have to fucking put up with being poor and not having enough money to enjoy a Christmas turkey or a ham or some party food. That the poverty never stops. Oh, sure, they might get something from charity, but they're still relying on the generosity, the lack thereof, of people in the rich sector. Most people who are rich just don't seem to care about the less fortunate. I think we're going to enlarge it less on the horizontal. Actually, I think I've just made it too small. I want that bit to go against the edge. But basically, yeah, I just get so annoyed at what these rich people like to do, and that they don't seem to care um, about the less fortunate. Fucked it up. It's too fucking small on the horizontal. So they're going to make the horizontal a bit bigger and the vertical a bit bigger. But yeah, you just get the feeling that there's no real appreciation of the riches that you have, that being able to afford things and having that privilege, and it's a privilege, not a fucking right. It should never be considered a right. It should always be considered a privilege. To be able to afford things, to be able to have control over your life and do things that you enjoy, it shouldn't be taken for granted, because it might not. You may lose your job. You may get cancer, and you may have to fight cancer and have to give up your job to fight cancer, and you can't afford to make ends meet. You just don't know what's around the corner, folks. You could get long COVID, and COVID's on the march once again, folks. Make no mistake, it's on the march. It's happening again, and you just don't want to fuck with it. So basically, there's a lot of shit going down in this world, and you just don't know when your life could change and when you could end up on the scrap pile, and your family you won't be able to support your family. So, just really, you just got to think. You got to fucking think, use your brain, And if you're rich, why don't you just give to charity? Give more money, give more food, make someone happy, make someone's life better. Don't fucking keep it to yourself. And if your fucking child is if you know your child is a toy breaker or a toy thrower, disposer, well, maybe think twice about buying them fucking toys. Maybe just teach them a lesson. Tell them, if you break this toy again, you're not going to get any more toys next year, or something like that. You got to discipline them, you stupids. You fucking let these kids run roughshod over yous. They're spoiled. They're fucking spoiled, folks. You got to stand up against them, and you got to fucking show them who's fucking boss. Otherwise, you'd just be throwing money away like this. This shit. Not worth it, folks. Not fucking worth it. Don't know how to display this one. This one's a difficult one, folks. So this is going to hopefully end up on Channel 9, and I want to see this come up, and I want the people who broke the toy, the person who owned the toy and gave the toy, to see this, because they've got to be ashamed of themselves for destroying something, for buying something and knowing your child is a fucking toy breaker. I don't know, but some kids just have a habit of busting toys. I've broken toys, but I'm pretty sure I haven't broken too many of them. But yeah, accidents happen. But some people just seem to have this ability to really do a good job of breaking toys, like this, just throwing it on the ground, and your parents are not batting an eyelid over it. So we're just going to do what's known as a switcheroo. Anyway, enough of that. That's come up looking really quite interesting. I think we can now call this demo quits.